Summer with the Go YouTube video. Today's video I am going to be reading out 5 Dr. Seuss poems slash books, and I hope you guys like this video and let me know what else you would like to see in the future. Bye. Okay, this one is called Oh the Places You'll Go. Oh the places you'll go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You've got brains in your head and you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you'll know what you know. And you are the guy who will decide where to go. You will look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there, in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. All the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know, with so many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So be your name Bugs Bum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Ali Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. The Lorax. At the far end of town, where the crickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the crickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before someone lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there, and why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the crickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here, ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in this lurkin, cold underneath the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of myth-muffed move. And on special dark nights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of a rope he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather's snail. And then he pulls up the pail, makes the most careful count, to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you've paid him away in his snuff, his secret strange hole, in his groveller's glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Slumps down the whisper my phone to your ear, and the old Onceler whispers are not very clear, since they have come down through a snuggly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I tell you, he says with his teeth sounding grey, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still saw the trees, the truffler trees, the bright coloured tufts of the truffler trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown bar-babaloots, frisking about in their bar-babaloot suits, and they played in the shade and ate the truffler fruits. From the rippler's pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffler trees, all my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh buttery milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I could do, and I uploaded my cart. In no time at all I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffler tree with one chop, and it took skillful skill, and with great speedy speed I took the soft tuft, and I knitted at the need. The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked, I saw something pop out of a stump of the tree I chopped down. It was a sort of man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I speak with the trees, for the trees have no tongues, and I am asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you've made out of my truffler tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I am being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed is a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or covers, or bicycle seats. Yet the Lorax said, sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fourth need. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong. For just a minute a chap came along, and he thought the thneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax, you poor stupid guy. You can never tell what people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room, and in no time at all built a radiophone. I put it a quick call. I called my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole Wansler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to the northern edge. Turn left at Weak Organ. Sharp right to South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I had built, the whole Wansler family was working full tilt. We were all knitting thneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of the truffler trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffler trees with one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast before, and the Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I am the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please, but I am also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in their shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating the truffler fruits. Now, thanks to you hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffler fruit to go around, and my poor Onslaught, you're making so much smokeless smoke. My poor swummy swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smoke in his throat. And so he said, the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape the smog you've so smogged up around here. What's more, said the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about this clumpity-clump. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making tea-clumpity-clump and also sloppity-slop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old monster man, you. You're clumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you I intend on going to do what I want to do. And for your information, you Lorax, I am figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffle trees into thinnies, which everyone needs. And at that very moment we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffle tree of them all. No more trees, no more thinnies, no more work to be done. So in no time my uncles and aunts and everyone all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoked stars. Now all that was left beneath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backward glance, as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. I will never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself to leave off this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was just a pile of rocks that said, unless, whatever that meant, I just couldn't guess. Now that was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here worried and worried away. Through the years my buildings are falling apart. I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, said the Onceler, now you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, there's nothing's gonna get better. It's not. So catch, says the Onceler. He let something fall. It's a truffle seed. It's the last of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffle seeds, and the truffle trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffle, treat it with care, give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack, and then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but not the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right, it could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight, but I think that the most likely reason of all may be that his heart was two sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, who stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath, and they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, is practically near. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming, for tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake up bright and early, they'd rush must stop Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know what just to do, laughed the Grinch in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat, and he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeers are scarce, there are none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags in some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said giddy up, and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All the windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air, and the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to his first little house on the square, "This is stop number 1, said Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fists. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out where the fireplace flew, where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smell most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present: pop guns and bicycle, roller skates and drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorns and plum. Then he stuffed them all in a bag. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed about the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk into the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash, while the Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee, and now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove, and when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove, he turned round fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou, who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She'd stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought it up so quick. Why, my sweet little dude, said Fangus, fake Santa Claus lies. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went up to bed with her cup, he went up the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log over their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he let nothing but hooks and some wire. And then one speck of food that was left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was dawn, all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still a snooze. When he picked up his sled, he packed it up with their presents, their ribbons, their wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up, with the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Boo, boo, said the Who's. He was grinishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Hoover will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I must simply hear. So he paused and the Grinch put a hand on his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad, why the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming, it came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And their Grinch with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow stood puzzling and puzzling, how could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes or bags. He puzzled for 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day, and the minute his heart didn't feel so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beef. This one is called Green Eggs and Ham. I am Sam, Sam I am, that Sam I am, that Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like the green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with the mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car? Eat them, here they are. I would not, could not, in a car. You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not, in a tree. Not in a car, let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train? Not in a train, not in a tree, not in a car, Sam, let me be. I would not, could not in a box. I could not, would not with a fox. I will not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say in the dark, here in the dark. Would you, could you, in the dark? I would not, could not, in the dark. Would you, could you, in the rain? I would not, could not, in the rain. Not in the dark, not on a train, not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a house, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Could you, would you, with a goat? I would not, could not, with a goat. Would you, could you, on a boat? I could not, would not, on a boat. I will not, with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in so ye say. Try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say. Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them, you will see. Say, I do like green eggs and ham. I do like them, some I am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat, and I will eat them in the rain, and in the dark, and on a train, and in a car, and in a tree. They are so good, you see. So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox, and I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse, and I will eat them here or there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, some I am. This one is called The Cat in the Hat. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out, and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house, we did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, and we did not like it, not one bit. And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him stepping on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet, and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of fun. That is funny. I know some good games we could play, said the cat. I know some new tricks, said the cat in the hat. A lot of good tricks, I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat you do not want to play. He should not be here, he should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out. Now, have no fear, said the cat. My tricks are not bad, said the cat in the hat. Why, we can have lots of good fun if you wish, with a game that I call up with a fish. Put me down, said the fish. This is no fun at all. Put me down, said the fish. I do not wish to fall. Have no fear, said the cat. I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, and with a book in one hand and a cup in my hat. But that is not all I can do, said the cat. Look at me now, said the cat, with a cup and a cake on top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books, and I can hold up the fish, and a little toy ship, and some milk in a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on a ball. But that is not all, oh no, that is not all. will see something new. Two things, and I call them thing one and thing two. These things will not bite you, they want to have fun. Then out of the box came thing two and thing one, and they ran to us so fast, they said, how do you do? Would you like to shake hands with thing one and thing two? And Sally and I did not know what to do, so we had to shake hands with thing one and thing two. We shook their two hands, but our fish said, no, no, these things should not be in the house, make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and he gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame, they have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet, wet, wet day. Now here is a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in the house, they should not. All the things they will bump, all the things they will hit. I do not like it, not one little bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites in the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump down the wall in the hall. Thing two and thing one, they rang up, they ran down. On the string of one kite we saw mother's new gown, a gown with the dots that are pink, white and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the head of her bed. Then those things ran about with big bumps, jumps and kicks, and with hops and thumbs, all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If mother could see this, oh what would she say? Then our fish said, look, look, and our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home, do you hear? Or what will she do to us, what will she say? Or she will not like it to find us this way. So do something fast, said the fish, do you hear? I saw her, your mother is near. So as fast as you can think of something to do, you will have to get rid of thing one and thing two. So as fast as I could, I went after with my net, and I said with my net I can get them, I bet with my net I can get those things yet. Then I let down my net, it came down with a plop, and I had them at last, those two things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you will do as I say, you pack up these things and you take them away. Oh dear, said the cat, you did not like our game. Oh dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Then he shut up the things in the box with the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish, he has gone away, yes, but your mother will come and she will find a big mess. And this mess is so big and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up, there is no way at all. And then who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. And then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake and the rake and the gown, and the milk and the strings and the books and the dish, and the fan and the cup and the ship and the fish, and he put them away, and then he said, that's that, and then he was gone with the tip of his hat. Then our mother came in and she said to us too, did you have fun? Tell me, what did you do? And Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her about it? Now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and let me know who you'd like to see in the comments. Thank you guys so